Hi, Lake Travis families. This video is going to talk to you about how we behave in our Google Meets. Our Google Meet is our classroom, which is so exciting. You don't have a physical classroom, but this is where you will be meeting with your teacher and meeting with your other classmates and getting to know them. So right now you see me on a big screen, and then there's only one other person in my Google Meet. It is my friend Perry. You'll see him over here. He's in another room joining my Meet so that you can see what it's like with more than one person. Right now you'll see that I'm big because I've pinned myself. There's another video that will show you how to do that, but if you're ever curious to see who's in your Meet, you can go down here and click the person icon, and it will show you the list. So there's me. I can tell this is me because my microphone is talking right now. And then this is where Perry is joining. So I'm going to pin me again so that you can see. So right now there's only 2 people in my Google Meet, but in your Google Meet there will be lots of people, likely your whole class. Let me give you an idea of what that might look like. Here's an example of a high school class or a middle school class, I'm not sure, where everybody is in the Meet and they are all joined. This is probably more what you'll see instead of just one big person. Whenever you're in your Google Meet, it's important that you keep your face in the center of your square. So you don't want to be all the way over here because then your teacher can't really see you. You don't want to be down here because your teacher can't really see you. You also don't want to be too close. You want to back up, and you can check yourself by making sure you've got a little bit of space around you and that your face is in the middle of your square. Again, if you're not ever sure, you can go to the list, find you, and click the little push pin to see yourself, make sure, and then you can uncheck it to put it back. Your teacher is a real person behind that screen. This is not TV. This is not a video game. Your teacher can actually see what you're doing. So if you're over there playing, your teacher can really see you. In a real classroom, in a classroom building, you would not be turned around playing and doing something else. You would have your eyes focused on your teacher. And the way she can see you is through here. So it's important that you are looking through the camera and you're watching her and you're giving her respectful attention. Another thing that you don't want to do is get up and just leave, especially while she is in the middle of teaching. Now, if she tells you to get up and go do something, that is okay. But in a real building classroom, if your teacher was reading a book to you, would you just get up and walk away? No way. You would stay seated. You would maybe raise your hand to ask. If you are getting up and leaving, it's disrespectful. And this is your classroom, so you need to treat it with respect. This is not a time to be silly and crazy. It's totally a time to have fun. Learning is fun, but we're not doing things like this. Crazy, I know, right? If you see someone else doing that, that does not mean that you should start doing this. That is not appropriate, and we're not going to be doing anything that would distract from the learning, just like in a real classroom, in a real building. Sometimes there's lots of noise in the background, and there is something that you can do about that. So whenever I look down at the bottom of my screen, I've got a few tools down here. The microphone is where I can mute myself. So if you turn that off, it'll turn off the sound so that no one else can hear. This can be super effective for when maybe you've got a loud baby in the background of your house or your dog barks a lot. And if your microphone is on, the whole class can hear it and they can't hear the teacher. So your teacher will probably tell you to turn your microphone off. And then if she asks you a question, you can click it, say your answer, and then turn it back off. Some other tools that are down here are your camera. This is where you turn your camera off and you turn it back on. You're going to need to keep your camera on for your teacher. There's also a hand button. This is where you can raise your hand and it'll tell the teacher. You can also click it to make it go away. Remember, your job is to listen to your teacher during these times. This is your classroom. This is your virtual classroom. So we treat it with respect. We are respectful to our teacher. We are keeping our faces in the center and using calm bodies to listen. If you have any questions, your teacher is going to absolutely be able to help with all the small things. She might even teach you how to do brand new things, but this is just to get you started. Have a great first couple days of virtual learning, and we are so happy that you're here.